and welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Ooh, hope you enjoyed that short break and that lovely brutal OSC as we've returned. We've returned here with our second series of the broadcast. We return with the round of 16. Round of 16 here of the Esports World Cup Asia qualifier number 2. And we are jumping into our PvZ as spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of lane lines. We have the Chinese Protoss player, the red Protoss. It is Firefly. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player, the Chinese Zerg, representing Team PCEC. It is Nanyou. Here we go. And if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we get our gamba going. As we predict on who will claim this. Again, Firefly coming into this is going to be a heavy favorite. He was almost able to make it through the first qualifier. Meanwhile, Nanyou is more of an up-and-comer, has been improving quite heavily here over the past couple of years, over the past year specifically of play. But we'll see how he can compare to a much more established player like Firefly. A much more experienced player, if you will. Oh boy. As Firefly does move out. Does move out, it does threaten the main. I say threaten, just gonna be disrupting some of the mining. We do have the center open out of our Zerg player hatch gas pool, nothing crazy, nothing wild. And Firefly is one to mix things up. He can play standard, don't get me wrong, but often he does like to have his own little quirks and little changes, little adaptations here when it comes to PvZ. So my eyes are going to be on Firefly to see how he does approach this. I think we saw this during a couple of days ago when Firefly took down MaxPax. For those that weren't here, we did cast Firefly versus MaxPax during the World TV Monday in a best of 5, and Firefly did defeat MaxPax. He was able to out-mind game MaxPax and kind of outbrain him, if you will. It was a really fun, really dynamic PvP, and MaxPax just had a really hard time reading Firefly and understanding whether he was all in or not, whether he was committing or not as well. It was a crazy series. And Firefly is a little bit similar in this matchup. Not quite the same, but a little bit similar in the sense that he is one that's willing to go into like Glaives, for example, like Stargate opener into a third base into Glaives, into Charge, into a more odd Robo follow-up. We'll see. We'll see what he goes for. Bum dia. As your Oracle's on the way. Likewise, Firefly will expand. We'll take the third. We'll take that third base. We're still just waiting for the tech. That's what we're really waiting for here, is the tech of choice. Twilight Council, Forge or not, upgrades or not. Do we go into Blink? Do we go into Glaze? Where are we headed? Where are we going? Do we go Robo instead? I do recall Firefly going for Archon drop based play at some point in the past. Again, it's been a while since Firefly has played regularly. As your Oracle dips in, gets one drone. Does take down one worker. There's that Twilight Council. But at this point, there's plenty of progression on the base. We should be seeing a Forge. Yep, there we go. Forge on the way, plus on a Blink. Standard play, standard build, standard follow-up out of Firefly. Bearing in mind that Orianna is waiting with the winner of the series, so we're going to be following this into Orianna. Orianna, of course, a Chinese Terran player. Big fan of Orianna. Big fan. Near and dear to our hearts. He was once a regular in the Grand Platypus Open. In our regional bi-weekly or even weekly at times tournaments. Orianna was a regular. Oh, meanwhile, nice start stepping. Oh my god, catching at the Oracle. Oracle taking a lot of hits. Firefly does overextend. As Firefly does hit the bases. Ooh, does overextend once again, losing the first Oracle. Ay, ay, ay. Firefly, calm down. Having some missteps here and there, losing the Oracle for free without getting any damage. Not like this. Ducklings that back in. Behind this extra gateway is going to be on the way. Building up to 6. Still looking relatively standard here. I say relative. We'll keep an eye on the probe counts. We'll see if we do move out with a worker to get a proxy up and running. Okay, going for the robo. Going for the robo. We should be seeing gases taken momentarily, I would imagine, to get ready for another expansion, a 4th base. Ducklings get a probe. Not a bad start. Let's get a worker. We've been focusing a lot here on Firefly and what he's been taking up to, but from the side of Nanyou, he's been playing safe. Going into the Roach Horn, going into +1 range. We do have the Infestation Bit on the way. I would typically say that this should be for a Hydrogen, for a Hive, and for Lurker production. But again, I haven't really seen much of Nanyou's EVP as of late, so I don't know if he's willing to go into something crazy like Swarm Host, for example. Now starts stepping in at the same time. A Ling runway here across the map. 4 probes going down, not bad. Does get 4 workers. Lee Soldiers, they trade well. They pick off roaches, they threaten the queens. Adepts, they shade into the mineral line. More drones going to be going down, getting up to 10 drone kills. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, yeah, that should not have happened. 11 workers going down. The roaches are falling as well. And Nanyou is falling apart here, losing more queens. Barely not. Oh, my God. Barely the queens do survive. Stalkers are punished. Behind this, the prism is on the way. How many gateways are we on? 6. Still 6. Now getting a 7th and an 8th gateway. Getting up to an 8-gate setup. Meanwhile, Hive is on the way. No Hydrogen here for Nanyou. Nice round. Very nice round. Looks down the army. Again, he's working on the Hive, and there we go. Now we have the answer. It is going to be for Lurker Tech. I was curious. If it was just going to be for like link speed into like ultras or something, but no, it's going to be for lurkers. So Nanyou is taking up. I will say the Firefly at this point is falling behind. Firefly, his 4th base is very late. He should have already had it by now, but the 4th base is heavily delayed. So the economy is stifled here for Firefly. He is being active and he has been able to achieve damage with his adept counterattacks and with his stalkers, don't get me wrong. Oh no, he gets it! One more volley! Yeah, one more, he does get the base. There's a recall. He escapes, he loses 2 stalkers. Barely 3. But that was worth it for Firefly. Catching out the expansion. Okay, suddenly Firefly he's in an okay position. His 4th base is late, but hey, I mean, he killed the 4th of his opponents. It's okay. Here we go. Yo, shout out to D-Mega in the chat. Ga, papi, ga. Buenos días. Ese D-Mega. As the Oracle's going out one way. Getting up to 8 more drones. No Spore, no Queens. 8 drones going down. Ay, ay, ay. Firefly just clawing his way into this. To the point where now he has an overwhelming army. Archons, Immortals. Likewise moving in. Breaks through the roaches, and last Nanyou just doesn't have enough to defend. There's 2 lurkers. 2 lurkers in position. Firefly does pull away. Observers with the main army, and with only 2 lurkers, he can just focus them down. There we go, he gets 1. Takes down 1 lurker. The Stalker is a little bit too far behind. Yeah, a bit of an awkward engagement here from Firefly, but he takes out the middle line. 21 drone kills. Zelsei busts into the natural as well, and Firefly does overwhelm. Firefly takes game number 1. Whew. GG. Does take lead in the series. Again, I would say that Nanyou had a stronger start. He had a stronger start. He was able to punish the Oracles. He was able to shut down the Adepts as well without them getting too much damage. But over time, the damage did bank up. Even though Firefly was late when it came to his expansion, was late when it came to some of his tech, he was able to make it worth it by killing 11 drones at the 3rd and by sniping the 4th expansion. There were some key pickoffs there from Firefly that meant that it was worth it here to have otherwise a shaky economy. And with that, GG. GG, well played. Firefly does take lead in the series, and we'll see if he can extend that lead and claim the series, or if Nanyou can force the ace match. Let's go. Let us go. So we are getting into our next game. As we are loading into Pylon. Sorry, I also just woke up. I went straight to bed after the Americas broadcast. And I think I got like 6 hours sleep, which is pretty good. It's pretty good, all things considered. Good to sleep 6 hours, then bam, woke up just before the cast. Ooh, and we're good to go. We're good to go. Good to go for another full day. Another full day of StarCraft. Let's go, baby. Let's go. I'm ready. Just stretching. As we get into our next game, and God, they changed places once again. God damn it. hold on. Hold on. As spawning in the top left-hand corner here, Pylon, we have the Chinese Protoss player. We have the Red Protoss leading the series 1-0, 1 game away from advancing on to a qualifying match. It is a Firefly. And spawning in the bottom hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player, the Chinese Zerg representing Team PvZ. It is Nanyou. I'm watching on YouTube and chatting here. Oh, there you go. Good to see you, Demega. Good to see you. So we are setting up. We do have our initial hatch gas pool. Once again, standard opener out of Nanyou. And welcome to Pylon. Pylon is known for aggression, is known for all-ins and early gameplay. Again, the rush distance by ground of this map was very short, very direct as well. And we could see Firefly be more aggressive. If you recall, last game we did have an 8-gate blink setup, but we took our gases. We were taking up into a Robo, into Immortal Production, into Archons. It was a little bit shaky, I would say, when it comes to the follow-up from Firefly. So I wouldn't be opposed to him committing and just doubling down and just going for something like an 8-gate setup. We'll see. Something more aggressive, I mean. You ordered some food? Let's go. Hold on. Always waiting to cast the return of the Omega. Shout out to the Omega again, a Peruvian Protoss player. I say Peruvian Protoss, living currently in Italia, living in Rainer's basement. For those that are curious, he is down there. Este the Omega. Yes, glad you're doing well. Always nice to see you every now and then. Always nice, always nice. As of now, it is going to be the Stargate opener out of Firefly. It does go for the Stargate opener. into his would-be third. I'll try to stay awake to watch my coach play on NA. Oh, let's go. Who's your coach? Trying to play at the old age of 29? What do you mean? You're still young, but you're still young. We Wardy hosted the Boomer Bash the other like a month ago, maybe 2 months ago at this point, featuring, I mean, to put things into perspective, right? It's like you have like players like Bjorn and Hero and Solar and Bunny. They're all like 28, 29, 30, 31. Like it's we're all old now, all old. Aye, aye, aye. As FC do slip into the mineral line. Bearing in mind, two taking one-shot drones. So far, 1, 2, 3, 4 drones going to be going down. Aye, 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 getting it to 5. Oh my god. 5 drone kills. A strong start here for Firefly, making up for last game. Behind this earlier Twilight Council, gateways being thrown down, and do we go into something a little bit different this time? Our eyes are on Firefly. Meanwhile, Lings getting across the map. Meanwhile, back at home, there is the Oracle to defend. Lings are deflected. Firefly does hold. I don't see a Forge, but it is going to be Blink. Okay, so earlier Blink, delayed Forge by Firefly. Now, this does mean that he can be more aggressive sooner. And the longer this goes on without a Forge, the more suspicious I'm going to become. As those Zerglings are deflected. Zerglings, they rotate over. Oh. So far, Firefly is keeping up. And still no Forge, by the way. So we're expecting a gateway explosion. We're expecting to see just a bunch of gateways thrown down, and even a proxy across the map. Lack of Forge is a tell, though we're not really thinking further ahead. Oh my god, meanwhile catching 4 more drones in between the bases. We do see that Nanyou is trying to go into Ling Hydra. Does have the safety Roach Horn, but is hoping to skip Roaches and go straight into Hydra production. Meanwhile, what is the plan? So far, still a 4-gate setup. Now going for a much, much later Forge. Okay. Forge is on the way. But remember, Blink is early. Blink is earlier this game. Firefly moving out. Takes out an Overlord. Firefly spreads the bases. Diving on the Queens. Yeah, Lings are trying to buy some time, but the Queens are exposed. Unfortunately, a little bit too greedy. We're waiting for the Hydras. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. There's no army. Hydra production is underway, and there's just nothing to defend. Hydras are trickling into the army. Aye, 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 losing 1, 2 Hydras already. And Firefly, with this earlier Blink push, is catching Nanyou with his pants down. The pants, they're completely down. Completely. They're nowhere to be found. Yeah, GG gets called. Nanyou, he was caught droning, caught teching. Nanyou had nothing to defend. And Firefly will take the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. Nanyou just being far too greedy there, bearing in mind that this was an earlier Blink timing than normal, with a faster Twilight Council into a faster Blink. With that, Firefly able to move out across the map, and unfortunately, Nanyou, again, as we mentioned, he was just being a little bit too greedy, cutting too many corners, and with that, there was nothing to defend, to hold on to. GG. GG, well played. Firefly, he will advance on. He will advance on into a qualifying match where he's going to be featured against a Terran player now. Not a Zerg, it's going to be Firefly versus Oriana.